Hey family, hey friends, hey those who are new to my channel. The few little I can count on less than 3 hand subscribers that I have, and I'm okay with that because, you know, to me, whoever's supposed to hear is supposed to hear it. Sometimes, and I'm just going to start off here, sometimes we feel like it's a popularity contest or you know, I got to get this many subscribers, this many views. Sometimes it's only meant for you to reach a handful of people, and have whatever effect that you have on them. So for me, I'm not worried about no numbers. Listen, y'all, the age of Pisces. Whoo, the age of Pisces, y'all. And I'm not going to say if you're chosen. Let's just say if you are aware, if you've been aware the whole time, because age of Pisces started with the beginning of the Christian era, right? Dang, the camera made me look so fat. I ain't even this fat. Ooh. But the age of Pisces began with the Christian era. You know how the Pope wears that fish mitre on his head? The age of Pisces, the two fish. Anyway, I am so glad that we are now in the age of Aquarius. Because for me, during the age of Pisces, I suffered. I suffered with a capital S. And I'm sure if you're like me and you have any kind of awareness, the age of Pisces wasn't too kind to you either. Especially if you were the type of person that asked a lot of questions. If you were the type of person that had to know as opposed to believing, the age of Pisces wasn't good to people like that. And you were looked at 9 times out of 10 as a black sheep, as somebody who was out there, didn't love so-called God, non-traditional. You know, I have an Aquarius moon, and if anybody know anything about astrology, Aquarius is all about knowledge, intellect, doing things differently, doing it your way. And so the moon is who you are in your personal relationships, on your one-on-one reactions. Your sun in your birth chart is how the world sees you. So I'm a sun Gemini and a Gemini rising and Aquarius moon. So I'm looked at as being changeable, right? Add that to the age of Pisces, people with that age of Pisces mentality of going to church and, you got to do it this way or you a devil. You know what I'm saying? So age of Pisces was rough. Okay. Any of us alive today were born in the age of Pisces. We're all coming out of the age of Pisces. And depending on if you were a follower or a free thinker or someone who just goes against the grain, but you know that you're going against the grain is the right thing to do. Intuitively, you feel it like, nah, I can't go with everybody else. I can't get with what everybody else is doing. Where my people at? You know what I mean? And so age of Pisces whooped our asses. I mean, I made it through that. Let me tell you, I went through homelessness. I went through karmic relationships. I went through feeling like I was born into a family that was not my family, that I did not fit into. Um, I went through struggling to understand belief instead of knowing. Like, can we not know? Why must we believe in something that we cannot prove? And that was the fallout with me with my family, because I'm like, I'm not going with this. I don't believe that when somebody dies that they just don't exist, or that their spirit is with God, but the body, it's like, anyway, I come from the Make It Make Sense soul group. Make it make sense. Okay. Even at my age of right below 53, I come from the Make It Make Sense. soul group, you know. Um, but I'm so glad that we are in Aquarius, because Aquarius is being real good to me. Aquarius has been real good to me, and it's just getting better and better every day. Um, so I just left a toxic job. Um, that's a whole nother story. I left a very, very toxic workplace. You know how you at a place because the money is good, but you're just not happy working there? You know, it's either the people are no good, or it's either the money is not good and the people are great. Well, mine's was the former. The people were no good, but the money was excellent. And you got to trust your intuition. You really do. Because sometimes we'll want to stay in a place that we're no longer supposed to be in, whether it be for money, whether it be for love, whether it be for loyalty. We'll stay in a place because of the good that we feel like it's doing to someone else, or what we're benefiting from it. Whereas what we need to do is make that move when your gut tell you to do it. I was on this job for like 9 months, and you know how you try to keep a stiff upper lip and you're like, I'm not going to let it get to me. I ain't worried about these people. I'm making my money. I'm keeping my head down, do what I got to do. And it don't bother me. Even if you are the most seasoned soldier, that bothers you. After a while, it takes effect of your mind, on your mental body, your emotional body, and your physical body. You start gaining weight because of the stress and stuff like that, right? So finally, I decided to listen to myself. I went on vacation, came back from vacation. I was getting ready to go to work that morning, and I mentioned to my husband, I said, you know what? I can't do it. I can't go back. Like I literally had to get a membership, massage membership, to work the tension out of my shoulders and my back several times a month. And that's costly, y'all. It's expensive for a massage membership. All right. I know I priced the Massage Envy because I used to have a membership there, and it used to only be like $65 a month. And then I got this membership. Well, I went back to get the membership again. It's now, for a 2 hour massage, $195. I'm like, what in the hell? You know, so I said, well, let me find one that's cheaper in my neighborhood. And I found a young lady who's really good, and I had got a membership with her. And every time I would go back to this young lady to get my massage, she'd be like, God, what are you doing? Lifting bodies at work? I said, no, I'm not lifting bodies. It's the tension, it's the stress, you know? And she just was like, wow. Ooh, she was like, it's like I'm not making any progress. I said, yeah. And I thought about that conversation, and I thought about how I felt about working in an environment where someone, say your boss, is feeling you and you ain't feeling your boss. And so he makes it where nobody wants to work with you, give you a real hard time. And it's hard when you're working in a team environment, and everybody, they just doing what they need to do the job. It's like nobody really wants to help you. Nobody really. I'm like, all of this because I wouldn't talk to this ninja. Okay. I mean, because I wouldn't talk to this nickel. It's like, professionally wise, yes, I was talking because you have to communicate at work, right? But when it came to him making passes and saying things to me that were inappropriate, I checked his ass. And once I did that, I knew then I need to get out of here. But I'm like, I ain't letting no ninja make me leave my job. I'm going to stay on this job. Forget that. The benefits were nice coming through the door, 2 weeks vacation, 9 sick days, all these benefits, quarterly bonus, yearly bonus, a great German company. And I worked for that company before for 6 years. So I'm in another location, and I was, happy to be there. But I did not know that the place was toxic. Not only was it this guy, because when the guy went on vacation, the people, all of them act the same way he did. Like, I'm thinking, okay, I'll get a breather. He'll be gone. I can have a better interaction with my coworkers, a better little rapport with them and everything. And whatever, what was happening was he was screwing most of the women there. Okay. He was screwing most of the women. It wasn't that many men. And the one we had, he was sassy. And yeah, and the other ones were white, and they were very close with him. So it was like, damn, I'm not gonna win. I'm not gonna win. I kept trying to make a difference. You know how they always say mind over matter? I was using that for a while, and I would change my mind. But the fact remains, you can think as positive about something as you want. If the people don't like you and you're in a toxic environment, you got to get the hell out of there, or it will literally kill you, literally from the inside out. So I got to the point where I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. And my intuition told me to do it, but I had held on a little too long, I would say. But as soon as I decided to let that rope go, guess what? Universe sent me another one. I grabbed right on, never missed a beat. They ain't skipped no checks or nothing. I'm right back getting money again, working from home. So it's the way my life has worked is that synchronization. Synchronization. Um, what else do people call that? When you keep getting signs like, yes, that were like breadcrumbs, go that way. Yeah, this is where your next, this is how my life has been going throughout the age of Pisces. So now, as I'm set up, Aquarius is an age of abundance for me. There's two realities going on at the same time. You got some people experiencing their worst and some experiencing really good. And from what I gather, those that are suffering at this time probably had it very good during the age of Pisces. They went along with the program. Everything that the mainstream went with, they went with it. And that was just the way it went at this time. But now it's a change in guard. Everybody's being exposed. We're starting to see that these people that have been leading us are wicked, baby grapers, blood consumers, abusers of the young in religion, politics, educational institutions, secret societies, um, entertainers, all of these people that have been role models and examples for the masses are all wicked. They are wicked. Now we come to understand the one hit wonders. Why they were one hit wonders? Because they didn't play the game. Or these B-list actors that only act for TV because they wouldn't play the game. Those are the ones now that I have respect for. I'm like, oh, okay. This person looked like this. They was this beautiful or they was this handsome and they never hit the big screen. They didn't play the game. When I tell you, I was disappointed to hear about Denzel. All of us have those ones where we just want to not believe it and be like, no, 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 it couldn't have been this person, it couldn't have been that. They all, if you got any level of stardom, I mean, were you up there like that, like Will and Jada and them, you did some stuff that you probably should not have been doing, honestly. And it just hurts to 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 know this, to see that some of the people that I really respected. Here come my dog. What you want, Marley? What? I'm at, what? Why you got your face? Sorry, y'all. Why you got your face stuck in the door like that? Anyway, so yeah, there was just a plethora of actors and actresses that I was really hurt about them participating in that stuff, but this is why you're not supposed to have idols. This is not why you're supposed to have stars and be upholding people over you and over what you think is God. No, because then when you get let down, I mean, yeah, it can really, really hurt. So, like I was saying, the age of Aquarius is bringing gifts for those who are aware and who've been aware for the whole time. We were like the sleeper cells in the age of religion. Nobody was hearing us. They want to call it new age well, yeah, technically it's a new age. And however, it's ironic that the new age so-called beliefs are ancient. They're not new. It's just the age of Aquarius coming back again. So, yeah. With that being said, I just wanted to ramble off a little bit about some of everything. Comment below, like. You can share it if you want to, but toast. I wish I had my wine glasses over there sitting on my stand over there, but toast to the age of Aquarius and to all of us who made it through, because that was not easy. And I've had to pretty much kill my circle. I've always had a small circle, but I've had to leave my job at the beginning of the age of Aquarius, quit my family, cut off friends that I thought would be in my life for a long time. But I knew that we were not a vibrational match. But I was holding on anyway. Like, hey, I ain't going to have nobody if I let them go. But I couldn't do it no more. I just couldn't do it anymore. And I've let go of people who just should not have been in my life, period. And I look around and it's like it's just me. But I'm okay with that. I am quite all right with that. I ain't got no problems at all. So, like I was saying too, you just got to know when to let stuff go, because the longer you hold on to it, it's like holding on to a tightrope. The longer you holding on to that rope, you hurting your hands. You trying to grip it. You trying to hold, and it's trying to pull away, and you just holding. If you would have just let it go when you first felt the tension, your hands wouldn't hurt. Your hands wouldn't be bleeding. You know what I'm saying? But when you wait too long to let go, you got a lot of healing to do. Because now you done held it so tight that you got cuts in your hand. And that's just a metaphor for the damage you do to your spirit when you don't let things go that you're supposed to let go of. And we all know it's that feeling in your gut called intuition. It's that voice in your ear called your higher self, aka the Holy Spirit, your spirit guide. And if I could give any wisdom impart any advice to the young and to my own children, know when to let go, know when to walk away, know when to fold, and know when to hold. You got to know these things, and that's in any area of life. You got to know that, or you'll keep making the same mistakes. That's why we go through the same things over and over with a different face, different environment, but the same energies. So, to those of you who have made it through the age of Pisces and into the age of Aquarius, it's our time, baby. Enjoy it and have a good night.